I like the different flavors.
Serious?
It's just it may happen too just coincidentally. I've never so
Even
mukaga
same
chini
age.
like nikiangalia body count yangu a few things that I see. Number one,
unajua body count yako
yeah, of course naijua. Siwezi sema in public.
but unaijua
yeah, I used to keep records.
Ama-
'Cause I used to,
unauliza like
You
you
have a
lost
list.
count.
yeah, not least. The funny thing is kuna wale siwezi kumbuka hata sura and that fucks with my mind.
really
Yes, kuna watu naweza pitana na yeye na sikumbuki sura.
kwani nyamkanyana sana
Yeah.
you know you have track of your body count.
So kabla tuanze hata nikuulize jo, ushaingia linebet.com. Linebet.com is the best betting company. Kwa nini? Your earnings zinakujaga zikiwa 100%. Na saa hizi ukijoin unaweza get 100% bonus ukitumia promo code ya IKONINI. So baki umeingia kwa linebet.com. Alafu ikam kwa stories za betting pia lazima nikukumbushe stop when the fun stops. That means ukianza kulose unaanza kulose una feel ni kama usitry kurecover, baki umestop. Kesho pia ni siku, lakini kama uko na winning streak, the best betting company yako of course ni Linebet, because Linebet inakupatia earnings zako bila kukata ushuru. So linebet.com, baki umejoin, alafu make sure umetumia promo code IKONINI. Coming up with these bullshit things like Historia Mobile Studios. I've ranted about it enough. Like we unapenda Kenyan music. Do you think we have like we don't have enough studios? Like when you think about Kenyan music, do you think we need more studios?
I mean, me, I know a lot of studios, but maybe it's because I operate in that industry. Now, do we have a problem with studios? I don't think we have an issue with studios.
Yeah.
I think we have way more issues. Maybe before you start building a studio,
Yeah.
I'd rather you first correct the mess that is a MCSK. Because regulations ziko.
Yeah.
Mia, if you can count as a leo to automate system MCSK, because you can't tell me that you spend half what you collect to pay yourselves, pay rent, do what. No business runs like that.
Yeah.
So why build studios when these artists will never make money from their music? How inasaidia nini? That's why mimi niko keen on these institutions.
Yeah.
Our main problem and shortcoming is the institutions. So that's why if you put me in parliament now, I don't think regardless of how much I want to help, I won't do much.
Yeah.
I could do what I could do. I won't have as much impact as I could because your institution to I work. So to correct your institution kwanza, we could build 1,000 studios and then what?
Yeah.
So you have all this nice music. Like now we have all these kids with such nice music that is being played everywhere. You go out, I go out, you go everywhere. These kids are not making any money from this music. So atu wajenge studio na kaje. And then what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my biggest issue is the institutions. The institutions is my biggest problem.
Now, so these studios, they are what? They're just cash cows.
Studio mtaani. Hizi
Easy.
zinaitwa studio mtaani.
Utaona ile bei. Like eventually when the prices
roll
come
it
out,
out, yeah.
it's going to be some ridiculous prices. These guys are going to build houses. They're going to do. It's about them. It's never about the artists.
That's what I mean, man.
And that's what I need. Alafu najua sasa sisi kama podcasters, you have that thing where you really want this guy to show up on your show, and you also want to be a podcaster and say things that the mainstream media can never say. Like for
Why
example,
don't you have him and ask him those questions?
kuja umechiki, like by the time we were shooting this show, he was supposed to show up mbele ya the whatever committee, and he's out of the country.
Yeah.
He was being asked about your budget because kuna hii nimetokea majuzi. So alikuwa anataka aende abonge juu yake. He's out of the country in quotes, so he's not accountable. He's used to pia unajua so amezoea history ya mheshimiwa unakuja hivi you kiss the ass. Alafu like you're still bado hujafika 30. You are 20?
No, I'm 29 now.
You're 29 right now. So on Friday I was telling you young people niko naambia
Wow.
never
Yeah, I feel
accept.
old.
Even Ian is a youth. I was saying never accept for anyone to call you a youth. And the example I was giving was, if you look at American politics, because we always look at America because it's this place where capitalism works and everything works, and we look at their elections. Their elections might be full of shit. They are tribal kama zetu. Tribe kwa of course ni race. But utapata, if Biden wakes up, he'll talk about creating jobs. He'll never talk about the youth. Because when someone calls you a youth, they're treating you like a child. That's why they'll tell you, niaje buda, we acha nikufungulia studio. Like, no, you're a governor. Don't open up a studio.
Yes.
Let's create industries that can employ people. Scam, alafu utakamna ile story unaenda Dandora uko like, unajua nyinyi ma youth wa ghetto mnakuwaga na talent. talent is everywhere. Talent does not give a fuck about your like place umezaliwa. Bob Marley alikuwa mtu wa ghetto, watoi wake ni watoi wa millionaire. You can't fuck with Damian Marley, Stephen Marley ikikam to talent. So there's this bullshit mufili like watu wakitwa youth Kenya, it means you're being treated like a child. So that's why someone is telling you, let me open a studio for you, acha nikufungulia choo. Hicho mtakuwa mkilipisha wasi 5 bob. Unajua 5 bob? 5 bob na mna split like 10 people. How is it going to change your life?
So that's the whole plan. You remain dependent on them because ukiomoka wanajua hawata kucontrol.
Yeah, so you now as a youth unafeel kuna hiyo mnafaa kuitwa kama
sasa unasema nisitwa youth na ushaniita youth.
This is sasa unasema since it's a normal thing in Kenya.
Yeah, I got you.
So do you feel like your youth makes people be treated like they don't have bills? Because I always feel like ukiitwa youth unatreatiwa gonika bado hauna bills.
I don't know if it's a thing with unajua ile kitu ya in I don't know wanasemanga in African tradition ama there was even the days when I was debating the other guy from Pokomo traditions whatnot ile respect the elder and then I feel like more of my generation was say wako more of respect is earned.
Yes.
Like I'll definitely accord you respect as someone who's older than me but I'll like don't cross it. No, like don't step on me yet because you are older than me because when I expect that retaliate.
Yeah.
So hii mambo ya youth na nini mimi I'm all for young people to be involved in governance because unaona kasa hizi venye tukiongea mambo ya legalization saizi our parents is such a taboo. Yes. So ni impossible for generation yao kuilegalize.
Yes.
Sasa imagine in the next 10 years hawatakuwa in office. In the next 10 years kutakuwa na more younger people. Hata kama watakuwa younger ni wase wenye saizi it's normal to them. In the next 10 years wakiwa 40 ama 30 it will be such a normal thing. So it will be easier to talk about legalization because it's not a taboo to them. So zile tools zenye wewe kuna need ukiwa 29. I don't know, how old are you, Maf?
Yeah, I'm turning 44 this year.
For real?
Yeah, man. I've been around, man.
44 is that's a nice number.
Yeah.
44. Now when you're 29 you didn't need the same tools that I need now.
Yes.
So much has changed. The world has changed. I need very different tools to navigate this system.
Yeah.
So when people were age watakuwa in their 40s and most of them, some of them who have interest in politics actually pursue politics, our conversations will be a bit different. So I have hope in we are going to make progress. How fast I don't know because again these institutions zinakuanga passed down to generations. Ukienda kina City Hall akina nini, there's people who've been there for 40-50 years.
Yeah.
These are guys who make critical decisions. So they've been there because the system wants them to be there because them being there they're able to manipulate the system. So mimi hata kama I'm very qualified to do that job siwezi patiwa because the ins and the ninis zina run unaona. Now as long as we have those people in office it's going to take a while but the good thing is these guys will never be in office forever, bro. Unajua equalizer life inakuanga nini age tu amnisha takikin mwanaka Biden saizi manzi anaendanga anaanguka anashtuka then saa zingine anaanza kusalimia wase imaginary unaona ile ya kucheck nini I'm like fuck undo president wa
the most powerful country in the world like
akona nuclear codes
Biden
nuclear codes
imagine
but history of Biden
by mistake bro
history of Biden like what do you think is the end game hapa cause at some point na feel ni kama maybe wanataka ashinde cause he's white and then at some point a step down for Kamala because it does not make sense to me why he's still running this year. Like it's gotten so bad
he can barely walk.
So that's how you know Democrats in the States are fucked up because what option do they have? And kumbuka Trump is very popular. And it looks like Trump, I don't know, it feels like Trump might come back. Democrats, okay, because I don't know too much about American politics but what I know is I don't see how Biden is going to win over Trump. Kwanza hizo campaigns nataka kushika vizuri na unajua Trump I feel like Trump would win because sioni I don't see how if they vote back Biden then hata mimi sasa nitawasha tu mkono
because Biden nafikiri kitu inaenda kumletea shida unajua hii country jua tuwezi taja ni history ya Israel vibration the Middle East nafikiri nikaitamletea shida because kuna Democrats unajua utakaga ku identify with the minorities so for them to see ile kitu ina happen hiyo side na feel kama inaenda kufanya some of the people who would have voted for him wamwe ni aje si vote na wakiamua si vote what's going to happen of course nani ana benefit from that so every time you don't vote the other person benefits. So watu wa Trump on the other side unajua kuna ile like the tribe ni we are losing America unajua which is white like we want to keep America white so na feel ni kama watatokea kwa wingi kabisa.
I think the Democrats because forgotten names because I think they have I believe they have stronger candidates younger people who could be more appealing and the good thing na huko ni ukipata tu backing ya party it's like ukipata certificate ya ODM Kibera ama Kisumu guaranteed like wewe hata campaign yako mingi ni ya preliminaries after hapo unajua tu unangoja tu so I think if they wakifield a stronger younger more appealing candidate and I'm sure they have then they stand a chance otherwise ikibaki tu ni Biden na Trump mimi naona tu ni Trump atashinda
alafu wewe watch kitu cuz funny enough I always find myself watching it it's
the American
one of those like musemaga buda star watch ujinga alafu najipata jo saa 8 usiku niko pale we can now call cuz one of the things I love about it is they call it so quick
yes
like inaanzaga hivi by saa 9 asubuhi tushajua who has won and then we can go about our shit. So
I see highlights. I don't follow. I see highlights. Even the election in Kenya, I just see highlights.
You passed the election in Kenya? Will you vote?
No, I didn't vote.
I
didn't vote.
Because I know so many people who didn't vote.
Yes, I also didn't vote. I didn't vote, but it was just a conscious decision. I was not a supporter of either of the parties. Yeah. So,
but Saizusha, you've gotten out of that ideal world, I hope.
No, I have. So I know. I agree. I should have voted, and maybe because even if I didn't want to vote for certain positions, there's positions I could have voted.
Yeah.
So
alafu zile, there's always one person they're different.
Yeah.
So
the next one I'll vote. I'll vote. Of course, so I'll just pick whoever I believe. I'll be more involved. Ingin, I was very disengaged. Yeah. So I was not too involved to even know the ins and the outs. So I just didn't bother. Nilikuwa very desensitized.
Because I feel like that's, if you had to ask me the reason why Gava ina feel threatened at TikTok is the fact that people right now are wanna try kuambia Gen Z this thing actually matters. Like you want faster internet, vote. That's like internet speeds tuko nazo. I remember thinking about it nikiwa Langata. Nilitoka Langata in 2018 2019 that is and the speeds that I used to see kwa wall za Safaricom are still the same speeds we have 6 years later. So it shows you like internet which is creating a lot of jobs, it's not getting cheaper in quotes. Sijukawe ni NAD unajua kina Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7, you know all that shit.
I don't care.
So Wi-Fi 6 penetrates walls easily. Yes. Wi-Fi 7 is even more crazier.
Okay.
We are still on Wi-Fi 5. We are not moving. Safaricom is the biggest company in East and Central Africa, the highest profits. If you are to ask them why the fuck don't we have Wi-Fi 6, they have no reason. Acheki. Ilo atakuwa like, there's no penetration.
There's providers who have it.
See, as long as uko na hizo cables, it's now about the equipment. So all they need kuja kuchangia router. So now we have a Wi-Fi 6 enabled router. And now with that we are penetrating walls. So it's more stable. It's just nila tu shit ya, it's a monopoly.
Okay.
Which is not good for us. But no one cares. And then wale wako juu, when they look at internet, they don't think about its power, they think about what they can tax. Instead of let's make it cheaper, we are going to create more jobs. After we create more jobs, we'll have that tax base. Like people will have spending power. Like what so kuna vitu kama hizo. So those are the things na try kuangalia, like maybe these are the things that need to be discussed, but pia hii gaba, because internet may create jobs. I think may exist hapa kwa hii space juu internet.
But government wajanja, bro. Like me, from the dealings with maybe a few guys just say in politics is they're very aware. They're very aware. They are like a step ahead of the rest of us. You know, it's like a good analogy will be a musician. So saizi, if I'm an Octopizzo fan, me na anticipate the next release, lakini yeye penye yuko anajua the next release, anajua ata drop when, maybe ameshoot video, like ako always ahead. They have a lot of data that they work with. So when even ile story ya Cambridge Analytica break, I was not surprised because any proper campaign, hata last year venye campaign ziliraniwa, no campaign eti wanamkanga tu wanasema eti imefika time ya kucampaign twende. So between now and 2027 there's a lot of guys hired in these offices when you wanna analyze to data. Na kuanalyze your data ni it goes down to as simple as Mwafrika na rich Iko Nini na rich demographic gani. What is the age bracket in listen sana now, our potential votes ni gani, and then they break it down to wako wapi sasa, how many of these guys are in Westlands, how many in Kibera. This data, they have access to a lot of this data, and they actually base their campaigns based off these things. So in that regard wako step ahead. So to the normal mwananchi, when campaigns naanza and then they're out here, you think sasa ndo wao wameanza. Soon as I got in office walianza kuanalyze data already. They know hii ingine walikuwa the Kenya Kwanza wao walikuwa wase wa hustler, Wilbaro nini. Hizo ni philosophies na vitu zilikuwa created already. Wao walikuwa wanajua hiyo ndio route wanaenda. Ile ya the previous regime yenye walikuwa part of, lakini hiyo ndio. So all these things even now as tukifikiria now what's going to happen, who's going to stand against Ruto, what's going to go. Ruto will come back, they'll come back with a new face, they'll rebrand, then they'll have a new slogan, a new whatever, and itakuwa something that's between now and then wamenalize data, wamesema this is the best way to attack it. So in that regard they are a step ahead. So wanajua the only way to control people is to change how they think, or to keep them poor. If you get into my mind you can control me, ama you keep me poor so I depend on you.
And that's why nasema vile umesema wanajua. I think wameanza kunotisi TikTok hii enda kuchanua majenzi wasahau, wacha tuache kudance tuende to vote, and they want to keep you dancing.
Can guarantee you if you keep doing this pod, when the election comes closer to, you'll see how much money will be offered to host guys here. Because now they've started noticing mainstream media doesn't have many people, like radio.
It has become
radio is just dead, bro. You know, me saizi tukifanya event as mic check na guaranteed saizi to pick your biggest urban station, forget vernacular no, urban too. Pick an urban station and they announce a show on air only. Kuna poster au social media, kuna nini ama ku-influence anything. Mimi niende kwa hiyo mic ni announce your show, to pick Nyayo wa pick Kasarani, kama count wase. Najua. So they now they know, and I can guarantee you'll see. You'll be offered money, even if you won't be offered money and you'll decide whether you want to take it or not. Is most of them will reach out because they know you have a demographic that they're very interested in. Hii demographic ya Gen Z imewachanganya sana. And sasa sisi we have that. So sisi we have campus guys who don't want to vote because all along wana believe vote yao hai count, and then but they need those votes.
Now ndo saizi tunaambia jo it counts, wacha iende ibiwe, you just vote. Just do your part.
So now wana need hii demographic yetu wanaipenda sana.
I think this time ni kuambia wase jo hii abstinence is for sex bana, it's not for voting bana. True.
Nah, hata mimi from I learned my lesson. I'll be active.
Alafu nini kuna kitu moja lazima nikuulize. Kuna kitu tulibonga na Ian on Friday, but and then even on the thumbnail nilikuweka nikajiweka, alafu nikaeka kale.
I saw it. Kekakali katikati. Najiona huko mwisho kando. Niko like ala.
So niko nataka kuuliza hii story. OG na Kevo K-Force. So the story was Kevo K-Force alikuwa ameandika kitu like rappers need to stop just rhyming words, blah blah blah.
Basically alikuwa ameongea juu ya OG.
Was it that? Because funny thing is when I saw that I didn't feel that way. But now the interesting part ya hii kitu ilikuwa when OG said hata sina ubaya, Kevo inspired me to rap. Sasa nikiona saa zingine anaongea vitu kama hizi na katika sababu sitakagi kumkosea heshima. He knows me. Let people rap hii mambo ya dia msanii wachia watu wa podcast. Nikashindwa like what the fuck have we done? Waje zile ile 50 cent ya what did I do?
Imagine me feel na hivyo.
Mimi sikuwa hivyo like
mi kwanza niliona hiyo ni kama little big up. You know why? Because hakusema iti achia wase radio ama nini. Inamaanisha pia OG anajua in terms of media with the new media. So basically I think Kenya anasema tu ni wewe kama rapper kazi yako ni kurap. Mambo ya conversations around music wachia wase wa media. But sisi we are the new media. Mimi that's how I saw it. So akisema achia podcasters hii, I think I think ingekuwa ni wewe na Ian mko hapa mna discuss the new Calligraph song, anajua ndo job yako. Unaona? Mimi when I speak to Kali on phone, even if it's about his music ama about the pod ama nini, when I ask him to come on the pod, he knows hiyo ndo job yangu.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when the song comes out, I'll talk about it, and my opinion is my opinion, and
Okay.
he'll respect that. But I think he'll take it differently if it comes from another musician.
Okay.
So mimi actually venye niliona hivyo, mi niliona kama ana to big up sisi, lakini atajui. I don't think he did it intentionally. It's just that to him, sisi ndo the new media.
Yeah.
So venye radio, venye Corina ngenge jump off aonge about the new Kali song, hiyo saizi si relevant. Ni wewe ni more relevant wewe ukikuja hapo uonge about the new Kali song. I didn't think he did it intentionally, but we are the new media. Mimi niliona kama ana to big up. Wanasema ai buda, mambo ya sijui hip hop imefanya nini, rhymes nini, achia mwafa onge hiyo story, unaona? Wewe unafaa enda studio uniambie hizi vitu. That's how I taken it. Like if K-Force put out a song and address this, I think Calligraph would angekwa more understanding of it, because this is a rap and that is the language that rappers speak.
Okay.
This is how I look at it. So mi kwanza venye niliona hivi nilikuwa like, mi na feel nimebigiwa up.
Yeah, because mi nilifeel nikaa nasema that podcasters are saying dear msanii, because me that's one of the things I never talk about. I always feel like the impact music may have kwa life yangu, it's been so good like opening up my world view, like everything about me, it's because of hip hop and reggae, najua like it influenced so much. So and then nika go through the part where I saw a lot of musicians living like really badly, like watu wana suffer, watu wana what. So by the time akina Kali wanafika and I'm seeing people driving Range Rovers and building houses, I'm there like, it works. I can never tell you what to do if it's not only paying your bills, it's making you wealthy, not even rich. Ajua mimi niko like, hey, big up Buddha. Even if you woke up and decided unaenda kuraim jia, I don't know what the fuck, I don't give a fuck, as long as it works and it pays bills and other people gravitate towards it, I have nothing to say about that. Me, I'll just appreciate and keep it moving.
I think also music, guys need to give musicians a break, especially if genuinely you don't really understand how this thing works. Achana tunayo. Because even if you criticize Kali, maybe you don't like whatever, if you go by what K-Force anasema meaning hakuna nini na manini, it doesn't make Kali less of a good rapper. Kali can still make whatever song Kali wants now. Like Kali amefika level enye he can make commercial music. Kali can make proper rap music. Kali can rap about, give Kali a topic and he can stick to it and rap and still make sense and flow and do whatever, So OG penye amefika anajua Kenya na work. So leo OG atatoa ngoma yenye anajua ikidrop kesho kwa stage, atapost video utaona crowd reaction, then in between atapost beat a rap tu, then atakuja kuimbie ngoma zingine kama Yego nini. So Kali, I think Kali akona catalog enough yenye he can do whatever he wants. And you can't box him. You can't box him, Ni kama saizi nini, if you decide you want to do a new segment on Iko Nini, and then also like, I'm like, no, let Maf do what Maf wants, si uko na hizo segments zingine zina bamba zenye utaendelea kufanya, so ndo unaona. So
ayo so najuaga juu
tuache box wasanii, because musicians ndo wana get a lot of this, unajua. Bien akifanya kitu leo kwa like, stick to wewe, acha sasa unataka ya stick to Kenya amekuwa akifanya all along. Anyway, already anaweza fanyia shit akitaka. Ni comfortable playground. So mimi I'm always like, saizi if Calligraph says he's dropping an album, mimi my favorite thing to do when I have a new project and not a single, like an entire body of work, is I like to go on a drive, and then I listen to it. My first listen, mimi I just want to listen to it on a drive. So if Kali says he's dropping today, I want, and this is something I had to unlearn, nimejifundisha for a while. I'll start listening to that Calligraph album with a very open mind. Like, I won't go in with any expectation. That way, I'm able to really consume the music from my own perspective as a consumer, but also I'll be very open to get whatever the artist made. If I go in with my own expectation, sometimes was also disappointed. I didn't like this, but doesn't mean it's a bad project. Well, you didn't like it because we'll ni ya Calligraph. You wanted this, and you're not willing to take this regardless of how good it was. It's just different, which is why so if you can just give sometimes music a chance, just give musicians a chance. Of course kuna wale wenye ni wana waste to time kwa sangi industry zote ziko nao, but if it's an artist that is a really talented person, as talented as Kali is, sometimes just give him a chance, and it's okay, you don't have to like all the Calligraph songs. Hata mi kuna zenye spendi, which is fine, test and preference. But kuna nyingi zenye napenda pia, so
So nini do you when based na moja wao kwa Facebook or Twitter?
So I don't know the last time I ever used Facebook. I do have a Facebook account. So juzi nimecreate Facebook ya mic check. Si wango. To me it just stopped.
We're very active on Facebook, sis.
Maybe Facebook stopped being appealing to me.
I think it's a generational thing.
Yeah, I think so. So me, I'm more Instagram and Twitter, but I created a Facebook juzi ya mic check because now we can be able to monetize. So I'm friends with Calligraph. I know Kefos, tunajuana, hatujaongea in a while, but I know him for a while. Calligraph, I'd say we speak. Si wongea. Calligraph nimemjua since before Yego. And even when he had the studio in Buruburu, he was one of those artists who always welcomed me. Always. Like me nilikuwa na pull up anytime tu nilikuwa na pull up stu and cheze mangoma, tuna hang out, tunaishia hivyo. So he's always, Calligraph has always opened the doors to me. And like the first time I ever met Kali, I was managing an event called Industry Night. The first time I ever met him, I was doing radio in uni. I wanted him to come to my show, and we made an agreement. I'll come do your show on radio, and in exchange, you'll help me get a booking in uni, because I was also involved in a lot of events in school. And since then, imekuwa tu, you know, biashara, we've done a bit here and there. So Mimi, his Calligraph has always been nice to me. I don't know, mi sijui aliona nini in me ama nini, but he's always accorded me respect, and he's always opened his doors to me.
So kusi statement, what made you think he was talking about Kali? Because when kiangalia dear rapper, at this point we're just rhyming words, we ain't saying nothing or speaking to no one through our music. And I've come to realize, like, through Kenyan music, we make a lot of happy music. Like kuna watu ukiniulizaga, like, the reason why TZ is bigger than CC, the most simplistic thing I'd say, we have more happy music than sad music. Sad music sells, I don't know why, but that shit just sells. There's a reason why Adele sells all those records, like people, there's a reason why reggae is that huge. So mu feel ni kama ni hivo, but so nikisikia hapa niko like, this is not just about Kali, this is about like I could just throw my finger hivi and I'll land on a rapper.
I don't know, maybe it was easy to say Kali because he just put out a song. Maybe that's one way. But you know, the thing with rappers pia ni hizi subliminals. I like what J. Cole says, ile nikikudis, like I'll be very straightforward with it. Like it's like, unasemanga nini about the call ID? Au ni ile one person shooter. It's like, basically ni kuna wale wenye ni straight, like when Kendrick responded ilikuwa straight, you know, I'm talking to you. But a lot of rappers don't do that, so nizi subliminal. So there has to be a reason why Kali felt that he was being addressed. And Mimi, the only thing that comes to mind is he just put out a song, but also Calligraph and Kefos have history. Wamedisiana before. You know, ngoma ya kwanza hiyo disi ya Kefos ilinibamba, ilikuwa inaitwaje?
Ni To Kill a King.
Right, exactly. So they have history before, and I'd understand why, you know, Calligraph occupies a space that a lot of rappers in Kenya would wish they would, because we don't have a lot of rappers who are that commercially successful level. So naturally, when you get to that level, it makes sense why Kali. I think it makes sense why Kali would feel evil, but I don't see how, apart from the song that just came out, Bang Bang. Okay. Alafu wendo umebring up mse, so tuambie jo, cause mi ukiniambia I talk about like J. Cole and Kendrick, I know nothing about these dudes. Like kuna wase najua understanding, like Mwafrika is a rap fan, like I'm a hip hop fan. But you ask me to name 5 Kendrick songs, I'm a 5 J. Cole songs, 5 Drake songs, and Chaparis has. So unasikiza nani mayangins? Kwa sasa wewe kama unasikiza tu old heads. Why?
Like I just listen to, I think because of the hip hop that I grew up around, it was not about, I feel like squeezy you have to have that either drill, trap style, so people are more obsessed with flows than what the fuck someone is saying. Me, I'm more obsessed with what you're saying. So it might sound really good, but if you're saying nothing, I'll be there like sawa tu we nini, because to me this was the music that gave me hope when I was somewhere poor in a Kenyan ghetto. Niko nasikiza kina Tupac, nasikiza kina Biggie, niko like these people would paint their life for me, and their life would not be this perfect life of so inakamtua kina Drake, I'm there, alafu I always feel like if everyone loves it, then I have questions about it because I feel like kuna a lot of sheep in the world. But I don't know. I just now I decided to listen to the beef. Hapo sita kudanganya.
Yeah.
So ndienda nikasikiza your 7-minute drill first. I went to the 7-minute drill. Listened to it. I was like, oh, this is what they call these tracks now. Then went and listened to your verse ya nani. I was like, shit, I'm coming from generation the takeover, Jehovah to this shit. Like,
isn't the yeah. So this is what I'd say, man. Me one I'd challenge you.
Yeah.
Kendrick is an amazing MC, and kama wewe ni more of the content that you're more attracted to, then there's a lot of Kendrick projects that you'd like if you give it time. Good Kid, Mad City is a very good project.
Okay.
Then ukiangalia kama even Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which is Kendrick's last album, if you listen to it as a body of work,
I think I listened to it. The one that has this one sex song where he breaks up with a girl.
Yes.
I love that song.
Yes. Sasa if you listen to its entirety, top to bottom too, I think that's an album that is going to be very instrumental in what the culture iko sasa. So you have a lot of now like the Migos and the Nani who, for me, I'd consume some of the songs that would be very successful, like Bad and Bougie, just for the vibes. But come on, kusikiza proper albums, J. Cole, Kendrick, akina Joey Badass. There's young guys who have really good content. Actually, there's a famous tweet on inakwanga Twitter on Fridays yenye wasa wanaposting wanasema, today is Friday, I'm not trying to listen to any J. Cole.
Yeah.
Because J. Cole ni msao kusikiza. So me I'd challenge you, listen to those young guys. There's young guys wenye ni wanoma sana. Kendrick for me, Drake for me, and we say this on the pod all the time. Drake is a pop star who can rap. So amefika level yenye he's a proper pop star, but it just happens that his background is hip hop. So for him, what the kind of music you'd like to hear, see maybe what you'd be drawn to. But Kendrick's akina Cole ni wanoma sana. And then hizo songs una mention 7-minute drill, those are not diss songs. Hata ukiana your 7-minute drill, he's not really dissing Kendrick, and he even says it. It's just a warning shot. Baka anasema, this is a nigga I fuck with, like, but if you come for me, like, just a warning shot. Even Kendrick's thing ilikuwa tu just a response. So those are not diss songs. But this song mimi najua mwisho proper ilikuwa Pusha na Drake. Yo sasa tunasema ilikuwa diss. Hii ingine tu ni wanapapa sana tu hivi, like bado ijafika bado diss.
Cause you imenikumbusha
ni warning shot. So kama ulifikiria ni diss, no, that's not a diss. That's a warning shot.
Najua huko na phone so juu ali apologize.
He apologized. Akasema
it's the lamest thing he's ever done.
That's the lamest diss track.
Put your hand up if you think Kendrick is one of the illest people. I'm like, fuck this shit. I come from Ile.
Oh damn.
Fuck you and your kids.
But why would you say that?
Like, whatever and your kids. Okay, so nikwata kukuotia like a certain rapper who I know you don't know about. There's a white rapper called Apathy. Me piki come to white rappers and all that rapid rap waganmirate Apathy above Eminem. Watu fikiria ganime cheesy. But kuna kitu Apathy had said, how did y'all really expect me to feel when y'all sweating Kendrick like he reinvented the wheel? Don't get it twisted, it was ill. He definitely got skill, but y'all remixing Control like it would get you a deal. So kulikuwa na watu kama sisi wale, like if you are rap aficionado or whatever, where you consume more than what's in the mainstream, akina Kendrick and J. Cole are literally nothing. Unajua like ile, if you go digging for music though? Like if you go digging for music, like cause mwambia watu I like listening to music that I miss listening to.
Okay.
So I'll miss listening to Jay-Z, The Blueprint.
I like that album.
The Blueprint. More than even, na ita sound kwa singine kama blasphemy, but more than even Reasonable Doubt. And Reasonable Doubt was lyrical kabisa. But we feel like Blueprint was more whatever album. It was about finance. It had more content, more subject matter. So with that, kitu na feel like this new generation rappers, like it's just about that whatever. Like it's about making a hit and sounding like you're the best more than what the fuck are you saying. So that's when I feel like if you come to rap, when I hear people say like, oh, hip-hop is dead, even when Nas said hip-hop is dead, I was like, fuck you, no, it's not. Mainstream hip-hop is dead, but underground and whatever hip-hop has never died. There's always
watu watoke kwa block.
Hasi wanaweza toka saa kitu
Ah,
funny.
watatoka aje wakibaki na hizo manini deep sa hizi system ya mziki content aisell so lazima utafute maybe angle za kupatia wase content na bado ufanye mziki yenye
na understand your side pia. Na understand
But
your
also
side.
there are artists who are doing underground.
Yeah.
Nani alikuwa anatuambia there's a band ni bien.
yeah
Alikuwa anasema kuna band nyingine hata watu haijui.
Yeah,
So maybe kutoka kwa block huko hivyo majuu ni different because unapata ni wasee wenye you won't get them in your feed.
Yeah.
But ukiangalia shows they are booked the whole year.
yeah
Na check. So I think what's portrayed as rap to yenye you consume na unaonanga kwa media, but if you want ni kama ushaenda these restaurants
Yeah.
unapata there are people like rich people wana dine kwa the back kitchen. Unashanga like why can't you just sit kwa restaurant?
yeah
There are people who like taking it back to the basic na bado wana enjoy that
Yeah.
straight from the consumer to his end.
Because
So-
like I tell you of a rap group, kuna rap group inaitwa Atmosphere and the
hizo
lead.
rap group zako
Yes.
Hii
Skiza.
mziki kutoka tu kwa studio na wewe peke
Yes,
yake
yes,
ndio
yes.
ukisikia
The lead rapper ni msanii anaitwa Slug.
okay
Slug is a millionaire. This is an underground rapper but he's a millionaire. Acheki like this alafu sila ati kujifanyisha mimi ni millionaire because ana own record label inaitwa Rhymesayers. Rhymesayers even released album ya Dilated People. So of course you know Dilated
I know
People.
Dilated People, yeah.
Wacheki. So kitu nataka kuonyesha like kuna hao wanini but sasa uja from the outside like, even Tech9 uja Tech9
Najua Tech9.
is a millionaire blah blah blah. So you have all those rappers who've ended up reaching hizo levels za nini. Anafili tu ni hiyo design ya vile wasusema ati the three greatest rappers Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole and then like the three most commercial whatever but it's okay.
Metrics zina change.
I think that's nini because that conversation will always be there the same way. If we go back in time it's always going to be Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
It's going to be Jay-Z, DMX and
Nas.
Jay-Z, DMX, Nas. Nacheki. Jay-Z has always been there. Yes, somehow he never goes away, which is a good thing for him. Eminem pia waga hapo. Alafu Eminem watu semaga Eminem outshined Jay on his own track. Did
Kwa
you feel
nini?
that way?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Kwa
What is it called? Renegade.
Renegade, no.
Yeah.
I don't think he outshined him. I think to the ear probably because hizo rhymes na nini but if I pick verse to verse
Yeah.
he akum outshine.
People just
But
skip
sasa
through it.
yeah, people do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through
Yeah,
it? But yeah, I don't think he outshined him. Yeah. But
Okay.
it sounds nicer because of just the way Eminem's verse is set up. But come on, bro.
Yeah, alafu I think
If you
pia
listen
vile,
to the verses, no way.
vile Nas alituambia Nas alituambia Jay-Z wasoko uli outshiniwa. Unajua pia Nas told people that sijui Eminem killed you on your own track.
Yeah.
So everyone just followed what Nas.
But isn't that an easy way to get at somebody who you're beefing with?
Yeah.
The
So,
white boy.
Yeah. Alafu kuna nini stick to musicians hizi story niliona nikasema hii lazima nitakuuliza. Ilikuwa ni Boutros of course ana launch album yake this weekend.
From Mtindo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So alikuwa amesema I like older women, people who can have a conversation with at least a conversation that makes sense. Maybe 35, 36, 37.
Yeah.
So as a young dude, do you like older women?
I like all my women, bro. Yeah. Older women are nice, bro. Older women are calm, nini. But also I like a nice 25-year-old mwenye pia every now and again tunaweza enda tujibambe. So yeah, mimi cut across. I think balance ni muhimu. Unajua sijaoa mwafu kama wewe. Yeah, so mi naweza tesa bado.
Usioe.
Siwezi oa. Older women, yeah. So me I like my older women.
Utateseka.
But also, I also yeah, exactly. But also I like the young women. I think I just love my life. The way I like to live my life is just a love perspective.
Yeah.
And there's perspective I can only get from older women, and there's perspective older women can give me. So
do you know the funny thing when people say that I don't think I've ever fucked an older woman than me? Like
Are you for real?
Coming to think of it. Coming to think of it, yes. I always feel like
number one in your next life,
1 year. Itakuwa either nimemwacha na 1 year ama they are much younger. Like they are younger, they are few whatever. Of course mi sikapido fulani but they are younger. But sijai nini coming to think of it because I think maybe it's because the fact ausemaga women mature earlier so they'll have some bullshit that I don't want to deal with. I'm like kwenda huko
The nicer
Usilete na
ones.
hiyo nini.
The nicer ones. So agenda number 1 in your next life niyo. Yeah.
Where the
you find an older woman.
ushaipata amekuacha na miaka ngapi?
Maybe 6, 7.
Okay. Okay, how's the experience compared to the younger ones?
How's the experience? I'd say different. Me, I've had younger girls who the sex was amazing.
Yeah.
I've had even a few older women who the sex is amazing. I think it just because sex. I think it goes down to venye mtaelewana, what you like, what I like, how we make the whole thing work. So I don't think there's one way. Because older women give better sex, younger women give better sex. You'd be so surprised. Kwanza young people say with access to unajua awamanza kudinyana mapema they have access to a lot of information about sex that we are probably not privy to. So me I like what I like, man.
Pia mi kikam to my dem of course na nini but nikile nikuwa na assume aga kazee I like the different flavors. It's just it may happen too just coincidentally. I've never so mukaga chini like nikiangalia body count yangu a few things that I see. Number 1
unajua body count yako?
Yeah, of course naijua. Siwezi sema in public.
But unaijua?
Yeah, I used to keep records.
Unauliza like you lost count.
Not least. The funny thing is kuna wale siwezi kumbukata sura and that fucks with my mind.
Really?
Yes, kuna watu neza pitana na yeye na sikumbuki sura.
Kwani mko mnadinyana sana? You have track of your body count?
Mimi?
Yeah, I keep track. Si ati tuko na dinana. Inoja time yenyu ni time ya Tinder and whatever, so you can't compare with our time. Our time was a little bit harder.
Okay.
And then pia
Even
at some point I hope umefika level ya away. So kuna wale of course you say no to like nah, siwezi kuneni. You don't take me there. Let me treat you like a brother or a sister. So kunao but apart from that of course kuna ile like so neza nini basa kuna wale sikumbukagi sura zao because I know the number but there are people who I can't remember their names and I can't remember their name. But the number niko na keep track.
Mi si sura like, but ni kusahau nasahau like maybe nione kitu nikumbusha about that person but niko like I need something ya kuspike hiyo nini memory but sura siwezi sahau.
Wenanishaweni waa sasa kusasa uwezi kumbuka nini watu wa Tinder?
No, actually no, I've not done Tinder. I got on Tinder once when we started doing the pod because Moss and I we just got on Tinder for the vibes. Said you wanted to fuck anyone and just for banter. But I've never dated easy online dating manini. It's just that mimi by the time I'm just beginning to make a bit of money. I'm in uni. I was young. Like me, I had my phase where I was wild kidogo. And then so you suddenly have all this freedom and nini. So of course I had a lot of sex at that period. But saizi no. Which is something that when I look back I'm glad because saizi mechill tu. Saizi inisumbui like I can say kwanza me I think something that has really helped me become who I am is I was able to have a lot of strong women figures in my life. When you really correct a lot of things that I was socialized to believe as a young person na manini. So without those strong women figures in my life I'm sure yuko tu fala fulani tu natembea hizi streets.
Okay, me
so
at 29
been there saizi hata
at 29 I was active as
You're
fuck.
very active. I'm actually active.
I think
I'm not just what I was at 22.
Same at 29 I was a hoe. I was just as a hoe as I was at 20. I became a hoe at 24 and I was a hoe for 11 years till 35 ndio nika retire officially. And right now sex does not move me as much. Like I used to do crazy stuff for it. I'd go to places, been involved in a car chase. Na shaini aliambiwa na karao fulani I was being tracked because I fucked some dude's girlfriend. So I did all that bullshit. But so saizi it's one of those things where whether I have it or not it's an issue to me.
Gotcha.
And nafili kama so nikiona kama buda like someone is in their 50s 60s in a sex scandal I'm like what the fuck were you doing in your 20s and you are so many za kuadvise still continue being a whore till
I'm in the streets. I'm not a whore, but I'm in the streets.
you have to you have to
I'm
whatever
very
get it
often
out of
still
your
meeting
system
new people.
ndio ukishafika certain age usikuele msee unaonekana ukiwa ndethe unajua like mi ukiwa niona niko ndethe pahali jua the drink was spiked and I didn't know whatever was happening but mwafrika as a sober person like nikilive when I live Nairobi or whatever I'm not trying to fuck anyone at some point like ukiwa hiyo mapema like in life mi ilikuwa gatu budajo pata kitu ya kudinya because I don't drink so all the focus yangu yote ilikuwa hapo so kuna hiyo nini so kuna wale umesahau sura do you feel guilty about it?
I don't feel guilty about it.
Mimi so yuko hapo na watch podcast my podcast fan hi haukumbuki na yana kukumbuka
na me I don't feel guilty about things that happened in my life sababu zimenisaidia in a way or another and also me on my reality is my reality. I had my big offers I did and that is just it. So I don't feel guilty about it. I can't feel guilty about everything because na sasa if say I had all this other weird sex life amanini and then maybe something that I can't even proudly talk about here, then maybe I feel guilty about that. But maybe my sexual experiences have just been nice. I don't feel guilty about it. I didn't lie to anyone that I loved them and cheated on them. I don't have those. If someone believes they're my girlfriend but I have 4 other people on the side, I've never had those. So anyone I've been involved with, it's been clear from the jump what our agreement is. So I don't have, that's why I don't have people watakwambia we alindanganya CHAXY. You'll never see CHAXY scandals nini. You won't see that. So me I've always been upfront from the jump.
Una plan kusettle amazi? Do you see yourself picket fence iko Kenya?
I probably could, but it's not something that it is a priority for me. It's getting married, starting a family, having kids. No, it's not something that it is paramount kwangu. So me is more of, if I meet somebody and it makes sense for both of us and we want to have whatever partnership we decide, I'd be very open. But sit ni kitu yenye saizi nakwambia I want to get married in 2 years ama nini na me saizi naishi to life mwaf. I'm enjoying life. I wake up every day, I have things I need to do. I do those things to the best of my ability. Then face the next challenge, keep it moving. But sasa mambo ya settling down is not like in the back of my mind. Could happen if that changes tomorrow sawa, but as it stands now no.
Because it just happens. Like pia mimi nilikuwa gaivo nikwambia msee that fuck hell
no you're planning to settle at 50.
Kwa me 50 I was planning because I look like utakuwa umezeka. I'm like no, let me just enjoy this whole phase as much because one of the things ile musemaga like if there's something that really calms a man down is new pussy. Like there's just something about
new pussy is nice bro, even up to date still excites me. Still excites me up to date people like shit.
Unamkanga tu ko ruta ongeza ushuru so kuna hiyo alafu pia kuna ile freedom ya cause much kwa Chris Rock as one of the best comedians to ever walk planet Earth. Kasa hizi kila mtu amepatia Dave Chappelle the goat status and I'm like I don't think kuna any Dave Chappelle nini special that fucks with bigger and blacker na gani hizi zake za kwanza za Chris Rock.
This is the 90s.
Yes. Bigger and blacker and which
but
one?
But sasa manze season za kitambo maf. Hizi miaka zote.
Si unakwambia unajua you have to upite hiyo level. So there are 2 things that Chris Rock alisema that to me are classics of all time. Number 1 is men don't have platonic friends. Like if you have a girl who's really beautiful at the back of your mind you wanted to fuck her akakurusha hapo you take the whatever you're like sawa
that's not true though.
You know it's true. Like, at some point unataka kumdinya like akupatie na iko sober 100% sober akupatie unamdinya kama iko ish ni utakuwa like
me have like really pretty women but mostly like older women wenye sijaifikiria kwa dinya ama sijaifikiria vitu kama hizo And we're really like good friends. We look out for each other. Some of them are even married. We're all friends with their husbands.
See, they are married.
It can happen.
See, they are married.
Wasema single nako.
Yeah. Single am supu.
I'd see why.
Uta nini nacheki because married fucking with people's wives there's a dude who's ready to kill you for that shit. It's never worth it. Ile tu design ya Snoop, no pussy is worth blah blah blah.
Gotcha.
So kuna hiyo alafu another thing ile Chris Rock alisema ni men don't settle, we surrender. So with this in mind, what I think Chris Rock kumaanisha na hii story ni hakuna mse ukaga chini anasema you know what, I'd love to get married. We think about kids because you want the legacy and that's animal nature. So the animal in you wants you to leave something behind. Check it. So even when you're fucking for fun, the animal in you is like please mwaga ndani unamwaga nje like fuck we've missed this one. So all that sexual urge is just nature trying to make sure that nini continues. But kuna hiyo nini that we never settle, we surrender.
Mimi ni no retreat, no surrender, bro.
But you understand why Chris Rock would say that?
I'd see why he'd say that. I completely see why he'd say that. Ya kusurrender yo sijui, sijafika hapo bado. But hii ingine ya Platonic, I'd see why he'd say that. I'd see why he'd say that. But I think it's also possible though. Because mi kuna mademo nye ni wasuputu but mi siko interested. Lakini manishi yetu wanakavibaya.
But utapata maybe ni msupu wakia mekwambia my body count is 68. Uko like,
I'm not
trying to be number 69.
Kwani I'm not trying, mi sijali hizo vitu.
Okay.
It's sasa you
so
have a higher body count.
Akikwambia body count yake ni 69, utamfuck with the same vigor as a girl whose body count is 2 or 3.
Yeah, kama
shit,
kama
okay.
ndio
Strong dude.
niko well rested, nimechill and I really want to fuck. Same.
Okay, but now you'll have to be rubbered up, eh?
No, me I have mostly have safe sex, mostly. Say 90%. Your 10% inakuanga.
Yeah, so
with
okay.
People I'm really comfortable around na.
10% them iko when number 69, you're going raw.
So that's why it's not the 10% is not based on your body count. I don't think I even ask ladies what their body count is.
Akikwambia my body count is this because nowadays unajua I go online and I see girls talking about so that day I just went and I just sucked his dick.
But so like, mnafanya hizo vitu kila siku mwaf.
The difference is my shit can be cleaned with soap. Your shit cannot be cleaned. Your shit has to clean itself.
It cleans
so
itself.
So if it takes 1 week to clean itself,
how long
I'm
does it take?
Finding the another nigga, it takes a lot. It's
really?
not immediate. It's not even 24 hours.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. Saizi mademo atakwambia no, that's not true, but that shit takes time. That's why
science.
Yes, that's science.
Says it takes time.
It takes time. It's not immediate.
I don't know how much time.
But shit yetu unajua unaweza ndio pale jo uchukue usutro uyoshe na sabuni ya omo kipande. It's clean. You move on to the next person, you don't carry. But dem akikuwa na mse mwingine alafu akuje kwako, she still has that other dude with her. You don't have the other woman.
Maybe I think hizo ni kawaida saizi.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. Because I don't think there's many times I'd be like, oh, so when is the last time you had sex or nini?
Yeah,
ni kama tunataka. Maybe you fucked that morning, then me tumepatana jioni. Sasa mi sitajua. Take
So kumekuwa na podcasters and even artists that are married to porn stars. So since you don't care about body count, would you marry a porn star?
I don't think I'd marry a porn star. Would I fuck a porn star? Absolutely. Would I be friends? Yes. Would I marry a porn star? I don't think I'd marry a porn star. Because because you know yako job. Okay, like me I don't have an issue with a porn star. That's why I'm like me I'd fuck a porn star very well. I wouldn't marry a porn star because mimi sasa tu in my mind if it's someone that I want as my partner, then your job can't be fucking for money and then postiwa tu online for generations to come. So I wouldn't marry a porn star because of just what they do.
Okay.
The same way I'm sure maybe even if you went and mentioned a couple of professions, I'm sure there's other professions and then kwa tu like inaka tu tricks kusasa
because vile tu umesema your choice of words generations to come. Because reason afanya kuuliza kuna urapa pia sijamsikiza anaitwa Freddie Gibbs.
I know Freddie.
So Freddie Gibbs, I was going through my name because me I just go through whatever like my Instagram if I see any interesting video I share it on my stories.
Okay.
So kulikuwa na hiyo story like there's like a former porn star who was there talking of like she has Freddie Gibbs kid. I'm there like gangster rapper like your girl goes yuko ananyonya deki alafu anakuja kukis na hiyo mdomo and then you're okay
yake ama tu ni alfak ponsa then akaget mtoi
nikawa walikuwa they were dating
Okay.
like dem alisema they were dating while she was still doing her job so anaenda afu anakuja alafu naitandika ro sa hiyo amepata anakina Lex Steel niko like z bana zi acha ikae siwezi na umsa anaitwa Adam 22 unamjua
I know Adam very well. I've forgotten what the name of his podcast is.
No Jumper ama
No,
ni Jumper
yeah, so is the No Jumper.
Yeah.
And then he also has a podcast with the wife.
oh okay
Then they invite other people and then they fuck as well. Yeah.
okay
Because the wife is a porn star.
what wako liberal hapa like goes back to the rap I was telling you that I listened to anaitwa Slug
Yes.
or Atmosphere. He has this one line that I say best defines me. He says, I'm a feminist, I'm also a misogynist. Because the misogyny in me can never let me share a woman. Najua like evil. Like porn star alafu ndago like nitaenda kutapika kwanza before nini
Ni job, siakomera tu.
watu yobika wacha tukufe njaa
And you see now the thing is, I think for a porn star, the only thing I'd be really keen to know about porn stars is that because also porn stars love people.
yeah
So if their job involves having sex and that's what they do for a living, I'd want to know that when they have sex with someone they truly have feelings for, is it different ama ni same to na the way they'd fuck another porn star? Because the way they'd fuck another porn star, I don't think there's a lot of intimacy involved.
yeah
You know?
yeah
In a job too. Hiyo ndo kitu ningetaka kujua sana. Yeah, but mimi porn stars maybe size in my life.
yeah because saizi
Siwezi mwoa but tunaweza fanya mambo.
yeah kusumi hata kufanya mambo staki tu so dema mipitia unajua msaitwa Lex Steel
Like still?
ama Rico Strong
No.
you don't watch black porn
No, I've actually never been into porn. I never had a porn phase.
yeah
Even till now, I'm not a porn guy.
okay wacha sasa turuke tuende kwa podcasting
Let's go.
so ulijipataje kwa hii space ya podcasting and how the hell did you think you could start a podcast and who did you think would be interested in it yeah
Sawa. Long story. So let me see how I can summarize this. I didn't consciously realize I had interest in. So I've always, when I look like my life, I've always had different interests.
yeah
Like I had earlier interest when I wanted to join the army. Because the first time I ever came to Nairobi, my uncle was a pilot with he was a pilot but alikuwa na fly easy fighter crafts with the Air Force.
Okay.
So when I came to visit him, that's the first time I ever saw a jet and got into a jet. Alipeleka tu, there's a jet yenye iko kwa I don't remember which base but it was in Nairobi. And then they have maybe those fighter jets zenye haifanyi but iko tu hapo. So I left. And that was my favorite uncle and that's the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
So when I left, I always wanted to do that. Then I picked up football at some point. Then I wanted to become a professional footballer. I still play up to date every Tuesday. We have like an industry team. We play in Parklands every Tuesday. Then football became my love for a while. Then when I got into high school, now I got exposed into, I realized, there's all these other things. The journalism club, kuna watu wanapenda tu kuinvent, wanafanya ma science congress. There's guys who just like singing, they're in the drama club, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I found myself in journalism club. And I didn't realize how much interest I had in it. It was something that was very passive in my mind. And when I was in Form 4, what I did is I did like a school magazine.
Okay.
Which luckily I still have a copy up to date, called K-Scope. Then fast forward, I get into KU I've never wanted to join university ever.
Okay.
Mimi nilikuwa najua when I finish, I'm gonna either play football or go do aviation, but now not the Air Force. Now I just wanted to engineer planes. Then if engineering planes doesn't work, maybe I'll fly the planes.
Okay.
So I never even bothered to research about uni. I never cared. That's that thing I blocked in my mind. And then when I finished, I ended up in KU. So in KU, I'm like, shit, sasa what do I pick? So luckily, I scored very good grades.
Okay.
Because I knew I had to score good grades to come to Nairobi because I was not born here, I didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
So mimi wale wa kukuja. So I could literally qualify to study any course in Kenya. Could apply for any course because I had straight A's in everything.
Yeah. Shit.
So I was like,
shit.
Sisi wale tulikuwa kwa gazeti tukinuliwa hivi nini. Yeah, but you see for me it was a means to an end.
Yeah.
Like all along I knew the only way I can come to the city is I have to get good grades.
Yeah.
And then I can come to the city and or I can choose to do whatever I want.
Okay.
So that was always my motivation. So I made sure that I aced school and I did whatever else I needed to do, but I always aced school. So ended up in KU, and then now I needed to find something that I could do that I liked. And the first people that I came across were the salsa club. So I joined the salsa club. Then within salsa, now you start to meet people, all these people. You think you get exposed in high school until you get to university, and then you're like, oh shit, it's a different level of exposure.
Yeah.
Then so as you speak to different people, I'm still trying to find my footing, because I've ni first year, so unajua first year ni a lot of introductory units. So you have a lot of time. So I'm speaking to different people, nini. Then somebody mentions and says, a friend of mine who I was with in journalism club, tukapata na uni, same university, and then we used to live in the same block. So akanambia, there's something I think you should try, and I don't know why you've never thought about it. Mami nini akanambia, there's the presenter season 2 is coming back. KTN are looking for presenters. I think you should try it. I'm like, he's I present anyway, like why? But he'd seen something, because also back in uni I used to host all the events in uni. I used to DJ, so I was around that space, but me nilikuwa nafanya tu because ilikuwa nibamba, like it's not because I had interest in pursuing it. So anyway, I end up at presenter season 2 auditions. I remember getting there in the morning, and then we queued for a whole day, auditioned. I did my first audition, and then I was shortlisted for the second audition, which was 30 of us.
Okay.
Yeah, in ile yenye kina Jamal ended up being the winners nini. When I got back for the second round of auditions, I remember I fumbled that audition. When I fumbled it, I was very nervous. Audition ya kwanza, I think Miss Junior will happen. Mi sikuwa nervous, nilingia tu nikafanya kitu nikaishia. I think now when I got the call back, like your top 30, now it hit like shit. Nilingia nikafreeze kwanza. Kafanya take ya kwanza, nikablanda, wakanipatia second chance, still blundered it. I was proper nervous, so it didn't work. So in that audition, I met a DJ called Sean, who was a student in USIU, and he was in radio. And they had a radio in school, USIU radio. This is the first time I know KU has a radio. Sijaisikia. It was just dead. So me, I didn't know about it. Sean akunambia, actually I'm in USIU radio, nini, I'm a DJ. So he was trying this out, and he knows even KU has a radio. I'm like, what? So when I remember going back, I'm like, shit, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go find this radio in school. So I went back to that. I went back to KU radio. Went to the office. I actually have auditions coming up. I don't remember when, but it was like in a week's time or something. I was like, I'll pull up for the auditions. Got a call back. I've been selected to join radio. So this is myself. There's a guy called Amos Njeru who's at Nation now. Then there's a blogger called Victor Matara, who's one of the biggest bloggers now. So I ndo wase tuliingia pamoja. So we get ourselves in KU radio. This is around March. So there's a month, then guys have to close for long holiday already September. So during that period, unaingia tu, it didn't have a lot of structure, so you find whatever you need to do. Then there was a famous room called 313. So 313 was a room that had the fastest internet in the school for the radio. And hiyo ilikuwa room 2 ya if you don't have a show, you can come prep there, you can do whatnot. So 313 is the room where now I met Matara, Amos. We joined at the same time. We're trying to figure out what do we want to do. Them, they want to do mid-morning. Mimi, I picked drive. So when I picked drive, there was guys who were doing it. So when you can get just to learn to produce, give content, give content, just produce the show. Then April comes in, also namaliza wameenda home long holiday. As the 3 of us decided to stick back in school and do the radio. So then we realized the radio was because it was just a dead station. So during this period when guys are in long holiday, now I push myself to drive because it's an open slot. Matara and Amos start doing the mid-morning, and then now that room 313 is now where now we are exchanging ideas. We're thinking, what do we need to do? Because now I'm beginning to develop real interest. Then we decide, cool, let's come up with a few strategies to get students interested in radio. So one of the strategies was, let's try to host celebrities.
Okay.
Because people like celebrities. If guys here Octo is coming on the station, they'll tune in because it's a community station. It's free. Inakava school, inafika Ruiru, inafika wapi, like it's inafika Kasarani. We have an audience, we just need to get to them. So but then to collect sasa, how do we get these celebrities? Mimi then now I'm 2 years old in Nairobi. Now at the time. So I'm also trying to find myself in the city. And it's a big city, bro. It's confusing, you know. So during that period I used to listen to Homeboys a lot.
Oh, okay.
I used to wake up on Homeboys radio, I sleep on Homeboys radio. Like I'd wake up with Jiman in the morning. Then maybe if I have classes I'd miss you, then I'd do class 1 to 4. Then I'd do ignition, then I'd do jump off. Evo. Now because of Homeboys and social media, there's something Mwalimu Racho used to do called Class in the Sun.
Yes.
So I won tickets to Class in the Sun. Safaricom was sponsoring. Then they were giving out airtime. So you had to go to Baricho Road to pick airtime. So this day I got to pick. I don't know why hawako anatuma tu. Unaenda kuchukua tu, which was weird. Anyway, so I got to Baricho Road to pick airtime. Nimepotea sijui mat nini, nikafika kama imefika past 5. So ofisi imefungwa. Anyway, I get there. Then Corinne is walking into the jump off. So ile kuongeongea, I know you from Twitter, blah blah blah, nini. She invited us to go do the show with her that evening. Kuingia sasa off air, now that's when now proper interest comes in. I'm like, oh shit, so this is something I can actually do. I meet also Sheila because they do the show before the jump off. So I meet Sheila, we talk. She was very nice actually. Exchange numbers, nini. Then there used to do something called Industry Night, if you remember it. Gig flani every first Thursday of the month, a night of Kenyan music. So I end up going for Industry Night. A few editions in, she'll ask me to manage the gig. Now that is now where I start meeting celebrities.